Why do I like the first question?
Yeah.
Because it's just I went for a vacation in Lithuania for a week, and it's I tried to kind of disconnect from all the news, from what was going on. It wasn't really possible to do because there was just so much with the NBA free agency, with the EuroLeague market being so interesting. So, but I can really like compare what happened like 10 days ago and how different the situation right now is, like 10 days after, like 8 days after. And it seems like I went to a vacation, I turned my phone off, I come back and I'm like, okay, the EuroLeague has just got so much less stronger. Like they lost 3 stars. Some other players are now in the summer league trying to make the roster to the NBA. Some players getting crazy money in Japan to leave the EuroLeague actually, or like potential players that could play in the EuroCup or in Europe. A lot of guys, students, young guys are going to the NCAA to play for that instead of remaining in Europe. And, there are free 2-way contracts for the G League this summer. There are more money in the G League, although the increase is not that big, not significant, but still, and just like, and you don't see yet the American players or, players that played in America last season coming to Europe yet, because everyone is waiting. It's too
early, man.
It's too early. But at this point, the question is your take on the impact to the EuroLeague of the current market moves. At this point, it looks really bad from EuroLeague's perspective, I would say, because you're losing main stars and no one is yet coming to Europe, and I'm not sure how many will. We are not hearing any names and stuff.
There are some names like Hernan Gomez brothers. Willy might come to Spain. He made his intentions to play in the ACB official. Of course, it's kind of a formality to make yourself available for the Spanish league contract. But still, I mean, there's a lot of sense if Eddie Tavares goes to Portland Trail Blazers, Willy Hernan Gomez returns to Real Madrid. That would be I would say, kind of fair trade compared to lack of, good replacements for Micic and Vezenkov, because they're coming from EuroLeague, basically, not from the NBA. So
that's like 4-for-1 deal.
Yeah.
Tavares, Exum, Sasha, and Micic, and Hernan Gomez.
So
that's my
we're
take.
Fucked, right? That's what you wanted to say.
I mean,
that's how we're gonna start our BN or bonus podcast Q&A session, right?
I believe that there will be guys who will replace these players, but we just don't know it yet because they have to grow into this bigger roles that might come for them. So it's just my, point of view after slightly being off for 1 week out of all the news, trying to be off of them, and just like, okay, the EuroLeague is going to be way different next season.
Sometimes it's very good to stay away a little bit for a while from all this, mill of basketball news, of basketball situations, to make yourself a better picture of what's going on, how it looks like looking from a side. And I completely agree with you. I mean, there are a lot of threats to European basketball that now we are witnessing. So let's just start our bonus Q&A podcast, guys. It's exclusively available. Entire episode is available only for BN Plus members that you can become on basketnews.com/plus, where you will get a lot of other great features, including bi-weekly Q&A episodes for bonus podcast. We have a great WhatsApp community chat where our legendary colleague Mindaugas Bertys, the man of people, is doing everything, to please our BN Plus members. He even, he will help you to catch up with the Puerto Rico League games and streams in that community chat. So that's a very good feature that we have. Also, you can find exclusive Augis breakdowns. We have BN Insider column where, for instance, if you were a BN Plus member and you opened this article, this BN Insider column, you would have seen that Darius Thompson was a front runner to join Anadolu Efes Istanbul. So you can get some news basically in advance. Compared to others. And we have a lot of other exclusive content. For instance, this episode for BN Plus members will be published today. We're recording on Wednesday, right? So all the rest will get the episode, just a part of the episode on Thursday. So yeah, let's start with the questions. The first one, as you mentioned, Emma, the impact to the EuroLeague of the current market moves. Do you have any other observations? Or let's say, what did you like? You already mentioned bad part of the current EuroLeague moves. What did you like from the moves that were made, how some teams are building their rosters?
Well, my second point was about Anadolu Efes. I kind of like what they're doing. And I think, this officiality of Darius Thompson joining them, although...
It's not official yet, but I mean, it's done.
But you reported it, so it's done, right? No, but I just remember 2 weeks ago, I think Darius Thompson signed with Fenerbahce, so, in the Twitter.
Yeah.
And now, but, also Kyle Guy, who signed with Virtus, but now he's interested. Valencia are interested in
Olympiacos
them.
is also after Mirotic, who has a contract already with Milan. Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case you missed it. Yeah.
Just in case. I have to catch up, But I like Thompson signing with Efes. Why? Because I already think, Vasa Micic was more of a scorer. But Darius Thompson can score as well easily, but he's more of a, involve others guy first and then score by himself. I think there are more than enough scorers on that team. Larkin, Clyburn, Elijah Bryant, you got some more shooters. Derek Willis coming at the 4 position.
Eric McCollum made a bold statement saying that Darius Thompson is even a better fit for Efes than Vasa Micic. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, I see a lot of sense in what he has said.
Because I did not listen to the whole last podcast, but some parts with Kevin and Eric were just great. I mean, I have to finish it as we wrap up this one. But the point I wanted to make, because there are so many scorers there that a guy who can create for others at first and get everybody involved is, I think, will work great. And he's not like a true point guard who cannot score by himself. He's not a danger to be, that other teams will go under his screens on the pick and roll. You can't do that. He's not a liability on offense. He just likes to create for others first. So I think that's a great signing for Efes, a great player to replace Micic, which is really hard to replace. So Tariq Jones also,
interesting rookie.
I really want to see how he will do. I think he will do really well. Also, obviously, there's in that front court, there are a lot of players there. So he might not get a lot of minutes, but his pick and roll threat with Darius Thompson, with Shane Larkin, can be really, really dangerous.
I have.
Do you like how Anadolu Efes are making?
A lot, really. I like it a lot. So let's see how they're gonna finish the roster, because there are some interesting rumors already, which I don't want to mention yet. But let's see the final picture of the team. But I like the frame that they are working on. And
I believe they are missing.
For instance, even talking about Darius Thompson, you didn't even mention the defensive impact that he makes and what he adds to the team defensively. I mean, Efes know better than anybody. I mean, the guy blocked Tibor Plyce shooting a 3-pointer in the decisive, possession of the game. So a lot of, benefits defensively that Efes are going to get from Darius Thompson signing.
And, a rim protector as well. Like Jones can jump out of the building probably. And if he's there around the court defensively, that's what they needed. They have scoring potential. Now they have a guy who can control the team and involve others. They still need, I think they're looking for a power forward.
It feels like that they're looking for another big man.
I have this, depth charts of all the EuroLeague teams that I think how they will fit the roster. And there is a empty, spot here in the power forward. So,
man, but their backcourt is just crazy. Darius Thompson, Shane Larkin, Clyburn, Rodrigue Bobois, and Elijah Bryant coming off the bench.
I believe Will play at the 4 as well. So, like he did in the end of the season.
It's easy to love powerhouses. But I wanted to give some credit to smaller teams. Of course, now it's hard to treat Valencia as a small team,
Valencia?
making big moves because it's not like great scouting or something. It just probably, their owner who is just spending more money than before, and their owner is one of the richest guy in Spain, so it makes a lot of sense. And
now it makes sense.
Maybe it's kind of hyping people up for the new arena that's gonna be built in like a year or so. So they're working for their upcoming season ticket holders probably. But the moves they made with Brandon Davis, they already have Chris Jones, Semi Ojeleye, another move that I really loved a lot. And Brandon Davis signing is just a perfect fit for Valencia. It makes a lot of sense, especially with his Cotonou passport. And what's interesting from what I hear,
Luke Sigma,
that it might be not over. I'm not sure. Luke Sigma, okay, it would be a great addition. He also, did this formality of potentially returning to Spain. But I've heard that there might be even a bigger name that could join Valencia. Okay, I'm not going to throw that name yet.
Bigger name, but in the same position?
Backcourt.
Then Luke Sigma?
Backcourt.
For the
huge addition.
For the guard position. Because I think they're lacking a starting shooting guard. They released so many players: Radeba, Prepelic, Jared Harper, Shannon Evans.
Harper is not done yet. He's on this... I don't know the Spanish league rules clearly, but he has this status, but I think that he can still remain on the team.
Okay.
They parted ways with,
but still,
Radebo.
he's point guard. Playing basically. He's such a what's the word? Short.
That's what happens when you
don't speak English for 1 week, right?
Yeah.
But I think they're lacking a shooting guard, and it will be interesting to see. I have one name, but because I haven't talked with you as well about all these rumors, so
okay.
I have one name that
give it to me.
Corey Higgins.
Nice try. That would make sense as well, and I would really like this move, but I would say that there's maybe something bigger. So anyways, Valencia is one of my teams to watch, but I also love what Bayern is trying to do. First of all, I really liked the idea of Leandro Bolmaro, a special project of Pablo Lasso, giving team in his hands, in his young hands. But I mean, I like the idea. I'm not sure about the outcome of this project, but I like the idea. And there were rumors about Carson Edwards being in advanced talks with Bayern Munich. So him and Bolmaro, for me, makes a very interesting backcourt fit. Very interesting. Tall, defensive-minded, hustling point guard like Bolmaro, also trying to develop floor general skills, scoring skills with Pablo Lasso, and then adding Carson Edwards, who didn't get chance that he deserved in the EuroLeague in his first year with Fenerbahce for obvious reasons. And now, potentially getting those opportunities if he joins Munich. So it's great, especially when they have Vladimir Lucic, also Isaac Bonga, and maybe they're gonna get another center, or even if Gillespie is staying. That makes very interesting lineup to watch from mid-level teams.
And from a perspective of, growing players
in
your team. That Bayern are always known to do. And this Carson Edwards situation reminds me of, maybe a little bit of Wade Baldwin after he was in Olympiacos. Barely played, had trouble, maybe with how much limited time, let's say, he had in Olympiacos, then signs with Bayern, and there Trinchieri releases his full potential. Why not the same for Carson Edwards?
Yeah,
if he gets a bigger role.
You mentioned this situation with Baldwin on Olympiacos roster. I will throw you a few names from that Olympiacos roster that David Blatt basically built for the 1920 season. So they have...
Talking about Olympiacos...
Just 1 second. Go. They had Wade Baldwin, they had Kevin Punter, they had Vasilis Spanoulis, they had Nikola Mirotic, they had Sasha Vezenkov, they had still Printezis basically at his prime, Nikolao, Pokushevsky, Rubits, Shaq McKissick. I mean, looking at names now, it seems impressive, but of course, many of these guys were just starting their path here. So it was about very bad timing to put all those pieces together. But the way they developed and the way they build their careers here in Europe it's just crazy. They basically have like three or four first all EuroLeague team caliber members. That's crazy.
Talking about Olympiacos, I wanted to ask you this question. They signed Williams Goss, right?
Mm-hmm.
This means Kostas Sloukas has to be gone.
It's not related to Kostas Sloukas.
It's not related.
There's Gazeta's journalist Kostas Melias, who should be your go-to guy if you're Greek or if you're a European basketball fan trying to find for some good, reliable sources. So he stated that it's not related to Kostas Sloukas at all.
Okay.
But Sloukas, it's interesting.
Sloukas, I don't know, we will have a question later about him. But Sloukas wants to stay if he gets a bigger role. You know, basically that's what everyone's been saying recently. And you sign Williams Goss and you renew Isaiah Kanan and you have Thomas Walkup. And I just don't see where more minutes are coming from or are other guys playing much less?
So this was a small part of the entire Urbonus Q&A episode. If you want to watch the entire episode, join BN Plus community on basketnews.com/plus.